Hi everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome back to Ron on Ron. Your host Ron here as I go over the latest tech news that found more interesting to me and to y'all viewers. Now, the big talk of the town is the Intel Arc B580. Yes, the Battle Merge or Meg, whatever you call it, is here. Yes, the Battle Meg is here, and it looks pretty promising. They got two GPUs that are good. One is a 12 gigabyte and one is a 10 gigabyte. Let's get right into the topic from video cards because they never let me down. Let's go. Here we go. Alrighty. Here is the Intel B580 specifications. As you all notice, the release date will be December 13, 2024. And one thing about Intel I like than NVIDIA and AMD is that they're taking their time to test these cards out. So when consumers do buy them, they don't have to have no hiccups or no issues with them, such as BIOS drivers and etc. or any type of updates needed to be for these cards just to play video games. Now, y'all keep in mind that it is not the RTX 4090 or the RX 7900 XTX or etc. from AMD and NVIDIA. This is Intel, and they love doing their thing where it is more affordable for consumers to have a decent GPU that can go ahead and function for your needs, whether you are a filmographer, editor, videographer, or you just like playing maybe a couple of video games here and there. These GPUs would do it. Now, one person on Twitter reported, I didn't want to get into it because it's nonsense. They say that Intel said that it's going to be faster than NVIDIA's RTX 4090. I doubt it. That's not true because we already know what the 49 is doing. So that's the cause a lot of people are on in 2024. But these GPUs will satisfy a lot of people's needs because one, the launch date is December 13th, which I said they're gonna go ahead and give plenty good time to run tests on these cards before they be launched on store shelves at December 13th. Now the launch price is $249, well way under the budget. The GPU will be the Intel BGM G21 cores, 256 cores, TMUs 160, ROPs 80, base clock is 2670 megahertz, boost is 2850 megahertz, effective memory clock is 19,000 megabit per second. The max computing power is FP32, which is 14.56 teraflops. Memory size is 12,288 megabits per megabyte GDDR6, which is good because the next step for Intel will be GDDR6X, which they will be getting those memory chips from Samsung because Samsung is the only one that make those memory chips for all GPUs. Just like I said, the memory bus width is, as we all know, 192 bit. Memory bandwidth is 456 gigabit per second. Physical interface is PCIe Express 4.0 X8. So if you are on the B450 motherboards, what I'm talking about, the B4, if you are on the B500 series for AMD or the Intel series, the Z590s, which are PCIe Gen 4, then you good. You could put it on the Gen 5, but we all know the speed is not going to be fast enough for. You just have a higher socket on a low bus width speed. Now it is X8, so you don't get number 8X lanes, not the full 16. So keep that in mind. The thermal design power is 190 watts, which is good. So your minimum base power supply could go ahead and be pushed 550 to 750 watts with this cell. Next up is the Arc B570. Now this GPU will be launched in January 16, 2025 at $219. This is your 10 gigabyte on GDR6 with a memory bus width of 160 bit. Memory bandwidth is 380 gigabit per second. Cores will be 2,304 cores, 144 TMUs, as well as 80 ROPs. Base clock is 2,500 megahertz. Boost clock is 2,750 megahertz. That's your speed. Effective memory clock is, sorry viewers, the effective memory clock is 119,000 megabits per second. Now, the total board power is 150 watts. So, yes, you can get away with 450 power supply wattage to 650 to 750 power wattage. If you have an 850 or 1,000 PSU, you're pretty good to power this car. So, don't much worry about it. Now, the only ones that is making these cars here are ASRock. ASRock, you got the ARC B580 steel, and they have a 12 gigabyte as well as the Challenger, which I had that up, but I'll be putting that in the description below, as well as the only 10 gigabyte is the Intel Arc B570 Challenger 10 gigabyte. That's the only variant they have. And you cannot go wrong with that. So I'll be putting all the descriptions in the link below if you are interested in these GPUs. They're good. They're great. I think Intel is doing a great thing by bringing us budget-friendly graphic cards that we can afford and we can use. Now, if you are an extremer, then this might not work for you. You better all probably wait for the RX 5090, which is going to do launch sometime in the first Q1 or Q2 of 2025. So y'all be waiting for those cards, as well as the AMD Radeon RX 8000 series, which they have nothing to show out now. It's just a bunch of rumors, and as y'all know, I don't do rumors because rumors it's just not for me. It just news to get the crowd hype. I want the actual product that is coming out so I can show you this is what's on the line and does it work for you. Next else in the news is AMD is coming out with the Ryzen 9 9950X3D as well as the Ryzen 9 9900X3D. But the good thing about these 16 cores and 12 core 3D V-Cache models, they won't be launched until January of 2025. Sometime in Q1, either the early method of Q1 or late in Q1 of January. So there are good things about that there. So if y'all want the latest of the Ryzen series of the X3D variants, then they got them coming out. They're testing them right now. I know y'all want it right now. Y'all want to get your hands on it. Y'all want to go ahead and start doing y'all testing, doing this here. But see, when y'all want stuff so fast, and AMD noticed, and I'm glad AMD taking their time with these processors, because when the 9000 series came out, the Granite, y'all was very disappointed by the performance of it. Just like I said, with Intel and AMD, I think they're really jumping back from performance level. They just want functionality level. It's gonna do what it's supposed to do. Function your PC. How you using your PC? That's up to you. If you're using it playing simple games, and you're not overclocking your system, then fine. If you're overclocking your system and if you don't see the performance there, then what happened? Just like I said, when you rush stuff out, you're going to get the hiccups. This is one reason why I'm glad AMD decided to slow down, start testing these CPUs before they hit the store shelves in January of 2025. Because y'all want things so damn fast, is that when you get it fast, you're going to get the problems. Take your time. Okay, they took their time with it. This was probably under development when they launched the Granite series. The Ryzen 5, the Ryzen 7, and the Ryzen 9 9000 series, and y'all was very disappointed with it. Just like y'all very disappointed with the single core, single thread CPUs on Intel, which is the Ultra series. Y'all disappointed with that. Just like I said, they really getting sick and tired of the gamers universe. Y'all want more for less. Y'all want more performance at y'all benefit. If y'all want that performance level, then y'all need to make these CPUs yourselves. AMD and Intel are giving us the best product on the line in 2024 as well as 2025. We move into next year. This is the next variant in gaming for Ryzen. Does it meet your needs? Is it going to be price um coefficient, which is budget friendly? Can you sit down here and stop snatching them off the store shelves and upgrading your systems from the Ryzen 7 9800 X3D, which is doing damn good? That is the damn best processor of the X3D V-Cache variant to its baby sisters, the Ryzen 9 5000 X3D, the Ryzen 7 5700 X3D, as the Ryzen 5 5600 X3D, which is the Ryzen 5 5600 X3D is budget friendly for budget friendly gamers as well as PC enthusiasts. If you're only playing 1 or 2 games, then you good with the Ryzen 5 5600 X3D. Now, y'all keep in mind that processor have to be picked up from Micro Center. It cannot be ordered nowhere else. So, those are the stories I have for Ron. And I'm glad to see that Intel is coming out with a brand new GPU that makes sense to add to the Arc series. Intel is doing great things with their GPUs and CPUs as well as the motherboards. It's just that PC enthusiasts like me, I see the big change, but others don't see it, and y'all need to start opening your minds up to where Intel and AMD is going, because right now there's nobody's not buying any of these gaming products. They said how much do to make to go ahead into store shelves. Do they keep making them? Do they keep coming out with new hardware for 2026, 2027, 2028? That's up to Intel and AMD. So that concludes my stories with the Intel Arc Battle Mag GPUs that's due to launch on December 13th. Only one, and that's the 12 gigabyte variant. The 10 gigabyte be coming out in January 16th of 2025. I'll be putting all the links in the description below, so there's no need in panicking. Thank you, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.